here with Felix Garcia. He's the Regional Sales and Service Manager at GEICO. Thank you so much, Felix, for being here with me today. Can you tell us a little bit about GEICO and what do you do there, please?
Of course. Good afternoon, Maria, and again, thank you for having me. So a little bit about Geico. You may recognize Geico on the commercials, right? Or on their marketing campaigns with the famous gecko. Geico is the biggest auto insurance company in the state of Florida. One of our focus and mission, to give you an idea, is to make sure that we're always providing dependable insurance to customers, either with their auto, renters, commercials, etc., with the main objective of protecting them in their time of need and making sure that we're able to provide that peace of mind. When it comes to myself and what I do, long story short, I am blessed and thankful to direct the countrywide Spanish operations for our customer service and also our sales department units. So that's something of my main responsibilities, to ensure that we're able to have Spanish throughout the United States.
Awesome. So when you're looking at a prospective intern or employee's resume, what are some signs that you may want to call them for an interview?
So I would say, first and foremost, the basics, right? Making sure that the education, it's there as far as obtaining their associate's or bachelor's degree, depending on the position they're applying to. Of course, their GPA, and to add, very, very important, those extracurricular activities, right? Making sure that you're able to show through a paper, because it really is a paper when you're putting the resume together, that you were involved and actively involved with either clubs on campus as well as different internships, because that will be able to show us that you're not only about your education, but also you're able to manage your time, being involved in different activities.
Great. So how important is a potential candidate's LinkedIn to your hiring process? Equal to a resume or less or more important?
Yes, so I would say extremely important. I say that when you ask if it's equal, less or more, I will say that it's equal, right? But at the same time, I will say that you should have both. It doesn't hurt to be prepared and be able to market yourself. And nowadays, we're working through the camera, everything's mostly remotely, right? So I think having the ability to expose yourself through LinkedIn can give the recruiters a little bit of more of an idea and insight of who you are.
Awesome. So does GEICO search for potential job candidates on LinkedIn?
Yes, we do. We do, and I know it's one of our main platforms at the moment. We, of course, utilize our different systems in-house, but to answer your question, LinkedIn is one of them. So I always recommend, if you don't have your profile, to make sure that you're keeping it updated, because once again, that's one of the best platforms to market yourself as a business professional, or any type of profession you're in. It just allows you more exposure.
Great. So what kind of internships do you have for business majors, technical and non-technical?
So Maria, that's a great question. One of our main benefits for our internships at GEICO is that it's a holistic internship. So the internships, you don't enter into a particular department. When you make the internship and you're part of this program, we focus on exposing you into all different departments. Furthermore, you come in as an intern, you go through our sales department, you go through our customer service department, you can go through our claims department. You get my point. More than anything, we want to make sure you're exposed, because I think it's very important that at the end, you're able to make the best logical decision to what you're passionate for, and also to where you want to pursue your career. So by doing this, we give just our candidates more exposure to choose what's best for them.
Great. So has GEICO hired an integrated business graduate?
Yes, we have. Her name is Crystal, by the way. She is awesome. She is actually part of our Emerging Leaders program. And in a nutshell, this program is an accelerated leadership program that allows you a fast track to become a supervisor, a manager, a director, for example. So you come in with the experience of your business acumen as far as education, and then we do our job on positioning you into different rotations to give you that real business experience, and make sure that you're prepared for those experiences respectively.
Awesome. So what are some skills that your company looks for in potential hiring candidates?
So as usual, right, you have your hard skills. So whatever position you're applying for, making sure that you are set on your hard skills and you have some type of experience when it comes to those. But some skills that sometimes are undermined are those soft skills. So what do you mean, Felix? Mainly your communication. Are you able to communicate clearly and concise in your interview and talk about vision, talk about different opportunities and exposures you've been part on? So long story short, Maria, I will say your hard skills, they're very, very important. And of course, your soft skills. And in the soft skills, I will focus on communication, your organizational structure, and problem solving. So when you hear them is how do you communicate these in an interview? But by doing a really good job communicating them, you're able to show that you are strong in those respective skills, which are so needed nowadays.
Of course. So how helpful is it for a job candidate's chances to get hired to have at least one internship on their resume?
Very, very important. It's very important. Once again, it shows exposure. It shows that the way I like to think about it is you've been tested into the real world, right? And what I mean by that, it shows that you were able to have some type of experience working with different people, working with pressure and urgency when it comes to deadlines. So I think the more experience you have with an internship, and even better if it's related to the job, it sets you apart.
So do you take past unrelated job experience into account, things like retail or restaurant work?
Yes, yes, we do. And once again, if we didn't, with all transparency, I don't think we'll be smart because those skills can actually translate into the real job. So even if it's an unrelated industry, what I recommend is that you're able to speak about what you learn and how that ties in to the job itself. And I think we spoke about this before, but I want to put it out there again. I'll use myself as an example. Before GEICO, even with my degree and my preparation, I was unable to find a job with all transparency. So the first job I found was working for a grocery market. You may say, well, grocery market to insurance, how does that relate, right?
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make here is that you just need to be able to speak about how that ties in with the actual job and what you learn. So the fact that you're able to do that and can do that will still set you apart, even if it's an unrelated industry or profession.
Great. So we interviewing a prospective employee. What are some actions that can make that person stand out?
Another great question. You're having really good questions. So when we're interviewing a prospective employee, what are some actions that can make that prospective employee stand out?
Yes.
First and foremost, once again, the basics, the education, the GPA, extracurricular activities. And then cherry on top is when you're doing that interview and you were able to get your foot in the door, can you connect with that person in the interview? Can you speak about specifics as far as what you were able to impact in your previous job? So to give you an idea and be more concise with what I'm trying to get at is, if you said, I work at X company in the sales department, can you speak about the impact that you had in that department? Were you able to grow profit? Were you able to improve customer experience? Those specifics will set you apart because now you're talking with details and facts about what you were able to do in the past.
Great. So the last question, what are some things that a college student that is interested in working for your company can do to get their foot in the door?
Yes. So one, have your LinkedIn profile. Two, make sure that you live in the now, you live in the present. I think we're so quick to be thinking about what's next and what's next that we don't embrace what's happening now. So what I mean is, first, focus on your school, focus on your core business classes, so you can speak about that discipline when you're pursuing a job or a career. Research the industry that you want to be in, right? So start with the industry. Don't start directly with the company. Start with the industry so you can learn about the opportunities, the competition, and make the best decision. Once you know the industry that you want to be in, then the next step is to make sure that you're able to reach out to the hiring members of the company. So to give you an idea, you Google or go into LinkedIn, GEICO hiring members or hiring specialists. And it doesn't hurt to send them a note and say, hey, I'm interested in a position, or hey, I'm interested in your company. It's a very, very, like I like to say, it's a great look. And that is very important to network. But to conclude, Maria, I want to drive this point home. Before you get there, you want to make sure that while you're going through your classes and your curriculum in college, you're networking. You don't want to get to the point that you're a senior, and this was an opportunity of mine, by the way, that you get to a senior and being a senior in college and you have a network. You want to make sure that you're networking with those respective companies, because the truth is the markets are growing and are expanding. So we are looking for talent and prospective leadership. So this will allow you to be in a better position once you graduate.
Awesome, Felix. So those were all the questions that I have for you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me, Maria.